Morning students. In our previous class we have started the chapter logarithm, chapter 7. Now open your book and come to page number 3110. So in our previous class we have discussed about all these four formulas. Today we are going to study some corollaries based on these four formulas. Now first corollary 1. Before that, let me tell you, if you have an expression like this, now you can write this expression in terms of logarithm. How? This is base and this is index, which is x, and this is the value m. So if we write it in terms of log, now a, we have to write log as base a of m is equals to x, and the value of log with base any real number is equals to 0. Here a is greater than 1, a has to be greater than 1, and m is not equals to 0. Then we can write any expression in terms of log. Now the value of log 1 with base any real number greater than 1 is 0. Why? Suppose this is given log a m, here a is same, and suppose 1, the value of m is 1 and the value of x is 0. So write it in terms of this expression. Convert this log in terms of this expression. So here a to the power x, the value of x is 0, is equals to 1. Why? Because we know that any real number not equals to 0, a is greater than 1, that means a is not equals to 0. So any real number not equals to 0 with power 0 is 1. The value of any real number with power 0 is 1. That's why the value of log 1 with a base any real number is 0. Now this is important. Now we are going to discuss some corollaries based on these four formulas. The proof of these four formulas are given in your book. Page number 311. Now if you want to know these proofs, you can go through page number 311, 312. Up to 312. Now we need these four formulas and some corollaries to solve our mathematical problem. That's why we have to study this first. So first corollary 1. Log with base a and the value is m1, m2 up to mn. This is multiplication. m1 cross m2 cross m3 up to cross mn. Now use formula 1. We know that if we have m into n with log base a, then we can write it as log a m plus log a n. So just use this formula for m1 and m2. Just assume m1 as m and m1 m2 into m3 up to mn as n. So first take m1, m2, m3 up to mn. Now Assume m1 as one term and m2, m3 up to mn as one term. Now apply formula 1. So log A, base is remaining same, so log A m1 plus log A m2 m3 mn. Now look at this term. Here also we have m2 into m3 into mn up to mn. So now apply same process for m2 and m3 to mn. Again apply formula 1. We will get log A m2 into plus log m3 into mn, and repeat this process up to nth term which is our mn. So here nth term is mn. Now apply the same process and same formula 1 up to nth term. Then we will get log A m1 plus, for the first term, log A m2. Again m3 mn. So if we apply the same formula, we will get log A m3 and plus up to log A mn. So this is our corollary 1. That means log A m1 m2 up to nth term, that means finite term, we can write it as log A m1 plus log A m2 plus log A m3 up to log plus A mn. Corollary 1 is nothing but formula 1. Similar process. Here we have only two terms m and n, and in corollary 1 we have nth term, that means finite number of terms. Now come to your corollary 2. Now we have done for multiplication, and corollary 2 is nothing but formula 2, which is division. So same, if we have m1 m2 up to mn, finite number of terms m1 m2 mn. n is a finite number and is an integer. Up to n. That means we have same number of terms as numerator and same number of terms as denominator, because the suffix 1 2 is up to n, and here also the suffix 1 2 is up to n. So by formula 2, here we have only two terms m1 and m2, and we can write it as log am minus log an. So apply the same formula here, and we can write it as, consider this m1 into m2 up to mn as m, and consider this n1 into denominator n1 into nn as n, and apply formula 2. So log m1 m2 up to mn as log am with base a minus log an. So minus log base is a and this denominator, which is n1 into up to nn. Now look at this first term. Here the base is a and the value is m1, m2 up to mn. So apply corollary 1. So by corollary 1 we will get log a up to finite number of terms. That means we can write it as m1 plus log with base a m2 plus log with base a mn minus this minus log, same here also, minus log with base a and the value is n1 n2 up to nn. So by corollary 1 we can write it as log n1 plus log n2 up to log nn base a. So this is our corollary 2 and this is our result. Now we need all these formulas and corollaries to solve our problems. You have to use this corollary and formulas. Next, corollary 3. Log a, log with base a and the value b cross log with base b and value a is equals to 1. That means if we have multiplication of two terms with log, if the value and the base is same, that means for the first term the value is a and for the second term the value is for the first term the base is a and for the second term the value is a. And look at this b. Here the value is b and the base is a. That means the value and the base is interchanged. Now then the multiplication of two log, the value of the multiplication of these two terms will be 1. That means we have to prove log with base a b cross log with base b, the value will be 1. Now by formula 4, which is our base interchange formula, apply this base formula 4, which is base interchange. That means we can change base. Here look at this formula 4. Here the base is a and the value is m. We can interchange this base. So if we want to interchange this base a to b, we have to multiply one more term with base a and value b. That means log a with base a and value m is equals to, if we want to write a log term with base b, then we can use this formula. So here the base is b and the value is m into. Now we have to multiply this term because we have written here b as base. So we have to adjust. That's why we need to write one more term with same base, which is a, and what we have taken this base b. So we have to take this base as value. That means we have to multiply log a into b. Now apply the same formula here also. Log. Now I want to change this a to b. So write here first b, because I want to change a to b, the base. So write here b, and the value is a, value remains same, into, we have to multiply one more term to adjust these two values. So log, what we have taken as base b, so take that as the value, and what we have value here a, so take a as base. Now we know the value of log with same base and same value, the value will be 1. Anything log with same base, or log 3 of 3, or log 31 with base 31, the value will be nothing but 1 with same base and same value. The value will be 1. So here also with any real number, so here also a is greater than 1, not for log 1 is not equals to 1, that does not exist. Sorry, because the value of log 1 is, we know that 0. So that's why value of log 1 is not equals to 1. So the value of log a with base a is 1 equals to log into log b with base a. Now just cross multiply. Okay, first write so these two expressions are same, so we have to calculate. We have to show that log a with base log b with base a and log a with base b is 1. So here the proof. So log a with base b and log b with base a, the value is 1. This is corollary 3. Now we can deduce from this expression one more corollary. Look at here. Log a with base b. Here the value is multiplied with log a with base b. So this side the value will be in denominator. That means log a with base b is equals to 1 by log b with base a. This is corollary 4. So what is the meaning of this corollary 4? That means if we have log 2, 3 and we need 2 as base, so we can write it as log 3 with base a. Or if we have log, suppose 51 and 2, we can write it as, just interchange this base and value, 51, 2 with base 51. We need all these corollaries to solve our exercise. We have to use all these formulas and corollaries to solve our exercise. That's why we are doing this. Next corollary 5. Log Bm is equals to again change the base divided by log with base A and the value. That means so from corollary 3 we can write it as log m with base A. So we have to use we have to adjust this expression by multiplied one more term, which is log A with base B. Now we know that this is nothing but 1 by log AB. We can write this term as 1 by log AB. So just divide log AM by log AB. So this is our corollary 5. 6. Corollary 7. Log A of m divided by log A of n, which is equals to log B of m divided by log B of log n with base B. Now this is important. Suppose this 2 log term is equal. Suppose these 2 terms are equal and with same base, then we can write it as m equals to n. So suppose if we have log with 2 base x is equals to log with same base of y, then we can equate x with y. So corollary 8 is important. And one more. Log a to the power n is equals to 1 by n log m a. Now this is also an important corollary. Look at formula 3. Here we have log with base a m to the power n, then we have to multiply n with this term log m with base a. But if we have power in base, here the power is in m. That's why we can multiply m with this term. But if our power is in base with this base, then we have to divide this power. That means we have to multiply 1 by n with log m with base a. दैट मीन्स अगर वैल्यू के ऊपर पावर रहा तो वो पावर क्या होगा, वो इंडेक्स मल्टीप्लाई हो जाएगा, पूरा लॉग ए एम के साथ इस टर्म के साथ क्या होगा, मल्टीप्लाई हो जाएगा। लेकिन अगर बेस में पावर रहा, यहाँ पे क्या है, ए क्या है, ए बेस है लॉग का। सो अगर बेस में पावर रहा तो वो पावर क्या हो जाएगा, डिवाइड हो जाएगा। दैट मीन्स वी हैव टू मल्टीप्लाई 1 by n, नॉट n, 1 by n with log m with base a. That means take an example. Suppose we have log 27a. Now we can write 27 as 3 cube, right? And we can write it as 2 cube. So by formula 3 वो पावर क्या हो जाएगा, जो वैल्यू में जो पावर है, देखो वैल्यू में जो पावर है 3, वो क्या होगा, मल्टीप्लाई हो जाएगा log 3 2 क्यूब। अब देखो बेस में पावर है 2 to the power क्यूब, ये पावर कहाँ पे है, बेस पे है। तो बाय कॉरोलरी 9 वी कैन राइट इट एज 3 तो पहले से था तो 3 रहेगा 1 by 3. We have to multiply 1 by 3 because we have power in base. Log 3 2. That means the value will be log 3 with base 2. Now note all these form 4 formulas and all these corollaries in your notebook because we need this to solve our problems. Now come page number 319. देखो example 6. Now we have done example 1, 3 and 6. Those are some basic examples. Today example 6. These examples are more complicated than our previous examples. So take example 6, number 8. Log to infinity. Now, what is infinity? Infinity means if we take any large number, infinity greater than that. If we take any large number, g is any large number. Suppose g is any large number, then infinity is greater than g. That means we can say that infinity is not a finite term. Obviously infinity is not a finite term and endless. मतलब जिसका कोई एंड नहीं है, हम जब तक जितना दूर भी चाहे जाए, इन्फिनिटी क्या है, उससे भी ज़्यादा है. Now if we add anything, any large number or anything with infinity, suppose x, it will give always infinity. If we subtract any number from infinity, again it will give infinity. That means if we take 1 or 2 numbers or 1 or 2 terms from infinity, it will also remain infinity. That means if you subtract any value, any real value from infinity, इससे इन्फिनिटी के ऊपर कुछ इफेक्ट नहीं होगा। जैसे होता है ना, हम 5 से अगर 2 को सब्सट्रैक्ट कर देते हैं तो कितना आता है, 3 आता है। लेकिन इन्फिनिटी इतना बड़ा है कि उसमें से कुछ भी आप सब्सट्रैक्ट कर लो, वो क्या रहेगा, इन्फिनिटी ही रहेगा, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा उसको। Now solve this problem. Now let to infinity as x. Let this term is equal to x. Now take square both sides. By squaring both sides. Up to infinity. So take square. So what will we get? This first square root, this gives us 7, and this square root is the second square root. If we take root over 2 square, it gives us 2, right? So same here. We have taken under root 7 up to infinity, and we take square, right? So we will get first 7 without this square, because we know that root over 2 square is equals to 2. Up to infinity is equals to x square. Now what is the value of this term, which is root over 7 under root 7 up to what? Up to infinity. So the value is x. Why? Because if we take 1 or 2 values, it will remain same infinity. That means we are taking 1 root over 7 from infinity, right? That means we are taking root over 7 from infinity. It will remain infinity. That's why the value of root over 7 up to infinity is x. We can use this. So take 7 and the value of this is x. So take x is equals to x square. Now this is an equation with one variable and the power is 2. That means order is 2. So we can solve this expression. X square minus 7x is equals to 0. Take x as common. So if we take x as common, so the remaining part is x for the first term and 7 for the second term is equals to 0. After this line, here either x equals to 0 or x minus 7 is equals to 0. That means the value is x equals to 7. Now, look at our question. Our question was, we need to prove that log with base 7 under root 7 up to infinity is equals to 1. We have to, that means we have to find this value. So, up to here. The value of x is 7. That means the value of root over up to infinity is equals to x, right? So value of x is 7, either 0 or 7. Now if we take the value 0, we will get log 7 0. But we know that log 0 does not exist. That's why we can't take 0. So we can't take 0. We have to take only this value, which is x equals to 7. So log 7 with base 7 is equals to 1, because we know that anything log with same base, the value will be 1. That's why the value of log 7 with base 7 is equals to 1, and hence our proof. Now this is an important example. Next example 7. 7a. If log x plus y divided by 5 is equals to half of log x plus y, then we have to show x by y plus y by x is equals to 23. This is our given part. We have to deduct from this expression, we have to deduce from this expression log x plus y divided by 5 is equals to half log x plus y. This is our given part. We have to show that x by y plus y by x is equals to 23. We have to prove this equation from this expression. So take this expression, which is log x plus y divided by 5 is equals to half log x plus y. Now look at here, log x plus y, right? Now if we don't have anything as base, so we can assume the base as 10. So if there is nothing given as base in your equation, you can assume the base as 10. Now multiply this to, here we have half, right? So multiply to this side. So x plus y divided by 5 is equals to log x plus y. This is log. Now take this 2 as power by formula 3. Suppose this is given, write this form. Here n is 2, log base is not given, that means base is 10. and the value is x plus y divided by 5. So take this in as power and write this expression. So m is x plus y divided by 5 and take this 2 as power. Here also log x plus y, we can write it as log x into y. Now by our corollary we know that log with same base if these two terms are equal with same base. This is important. With same base we can equate these values, which is m and n. That means we can equate, we can write m equals to n. So here also there is nothing, that means the base is 10 for both these terms and the values are x plus y divided by 5 square. So apply this corollary, and from this corollary we can write here also x plus y divided by 5 square is equals to xy. Just equate these two values. Why? Because we have same base here. Now take square, that means x plus y square equals to 25xy. Now we know a plus b whole square is equals to a square plus 2ab plus b square, right? Just write this formula. Now after this line, x square plus 2xy plus y square is equals to 25xy. Equals to 25xy minus 2xy. Take this 2xy this side, here the sign is positive, so here the sign will be negative. So x square plus y square is equals to 23xy. Now we have to prove x divided by y plus y divided by x is equals to only 23. So just divide both sides by xy. Divide, that means multiply both sides by 1 by xy. So x square divided by xy plus y square divided by xy is equals to 23xy divided by xy. Now cancel xy, cancel 1y and cancel 1x. So x by y divided by y by x is equals to 23. And hence our proof. Now, notice one thing, we have solved all these examples and mathematical problems by just using these 4 formulas and the corollaries which is based on these 4 formulas. Now, you try your own. Example 10. Example 12, 2 and 3, and example 9, A and B. All these examples are important, and just apply these 4 formulas or those corollaries. Notice one thing, we can solve all these problems by using only these 4 formulas. There is nothing except these 4 formulas. So first remember these 4 formulas. So every time you will do this chapter, first write all these formulas and corollaries and then start doing or solving this chapter. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you.